In this video, we're going to find out why pigmentation occurs on our skin.
I can't wait to find out.
Hi everyone, this is Sandhya here. Let's get started. Pigmentation is when a portion of our skin is darker than the surrounding area of the skin. Now this portion can either be in the form of a dark spot or it can be a patch. Now the dark color of this portion is because of the color of a pigment found in the skin called melanin. Melanin is the name of the pigment which imparts this dark color on this portion of the skin. The first step in preventing pigmentation on the skin is understanding why pigmentation occurs on the skin. So let's begin. In the deeper layers of the skin, there's a pigment called melanin. Melanin has two important functions. Number one, it gives its color. The color of the skin is from this pigment melanin. And the number two function is it plays a very important role in protecting skin from a lot of harmful reactions. Whenever there's any kind of inflammation or redness on the skin starts producing an additional amount of melanin. When there's inflammation and redness, skin recognizes there's a problem.
There is a problem.
And as a defense mechanism, starts producing an additional amount of melanin in the deeper layers of the skin, because melanin has got a very protective function for the skin. It protects the skin from a lot of harmful reactions, and so skin produces more melanin to protect itself from the inflammation and the redness.
I gotta protect myself somehow.
Some of this additional melanin is just pure excess. Now this excess melanin travels up to the visible layer of the skin. It travels up from the deeper layers of the skin to the visible layer of the skin. That's the layer of the skin that we see, and deposits itself there in the visible layer of the skin. And when it deposits itself, because melanin has such a strong color, it passes on its color to these deposits, and that's how we get the dark patches, the dark spots, and the uneven skin tone.
How do you stop that from happening?
So how do we prevent this pigmentation? So if we retrace our steps, the whole problem began when there was inflammation and redness on the skin.
You are the cause. You are the reason.
Inflammation and redness is what led to this additional production of melanin. So the first step is to control inflammation and redness. So we need to keep the inflammation and the redness in check so that there is no need for this additional melanin production. The thing to note is sometimes the inflammation is very visible.
I can see you.
And then when it is very visible, we will act. We will do what we need to do to keep that inflammation in check. But often this inflammation will not be very visible.
I can't see you.
We might not be able to see the inflammation, but it's always there. Some kind of inflammation, some kind of redness because of exposure to various nasty things in the environment. Inflammation occurs on our skin on a daily basis. Maybe it could be from exposure to sun, or it could be from pollution. And because of that, it is important to use anti-inflammatory ingredients on our skin almost on a daily basis. If not on a daily basis, at least every other day, to just reduce that inflammation. So once we keep the inflammation in check, there is no need for that additional melanin, and that reduces the excess melanin. And no excess melanin, no melanin deposits on the visible layer of the skin. That means no pigmentation, no dark spots, no uneven skin tone. The first way is to reduce the inflammation. The second way is to make sure that excess melanin doesn't get produced. Even if additional melanin gets produced, to use ingredients which can reduce the excess melanin production. So there's no problem as such with the additional melanin. It's the excess part of the additional melanin that is waste, and that's what gets deposited on the visible layer of the skin. So use skincare ingredients which can reduce this excess melanin production. Now these skincare ingredients are usually called tyrosinase inhibitors. Tyrosinase is the enzyme which helps in the production of melanin. So ingredients which can calm this tyrosinase and nudge it and say don't produce excess melanin are the ingredients that we are after. And again, these ingredients also should be used on a regular basis.
Use them.
We shouldn't wait for the pigmentation to occur and then use them, because then it's kind of a bit too late. So we need to use this tyrosinase inhibitor ingredients on our skin on a regular basis. I'm going to leave some names of tyrosinase inhibitor ingredients and some good anti-inflammatory ingredients in the description box below. So please do check it out. Another important point to remember is if you've got dark skin tone, brown skin tone, anything other than non-white skin tone, the chances of you producing excess melanin is very high. Even a small amount of redness, even a small amount of inflammation will result in a huge amount of additional melanin, and a portion of that additional melanin is excess, and that will result in dark spots and uneven skin tone. So if you've got a darker skin tone, it's really important that you use this anti-inflammatory ingredients on a regular basis. It's important that we reduce that inflammation and the redness. And remember that not all inflammation is visible, and that's why we need to use these ingredients almost on a daily basis. And if you notice a bit of a redness, and if you've got a darker skin tone, spring into action. Use a load of these anti-inflammatory ingredients, maybe a couple of different varieties of anti-inflammatory ingredients. Your aim at that point has to get rid of that inflammation as fast as you can, because even a small nudge, a small itch, a small scratch, if you've got a darker skin tone, will result in pigmentation if the inflammation is not addressed, if that excess amount of melanin production is not stopped. This video is not about melasma. Melasma is a whole other condition, and I'll probably do another video about it. This is purely pigmentation, the dark spots, uneven skin tone, slightly small dark patches. That's what this video is about. That's about it. If you liked this video, please give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me a lot, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.